guys, this is Annie with the Steam Engine from the West Georgia Regional Library. Today I'm going to be doing a basics on 3D printing video. I hope you enjoy it. The latest wave of technological discovery has come in the way of 3D printers. Though despite how new they seem, 3D printers have been around since the 1980s. Originally, 3D printers were used to create prototypes for companies. For years, 3D printers were protected under a patent, which is a law that basically says only the original creator of something can make it for a certain amount of time. When the patent on the design and idea for 3D printers expired in the mid-2000s and early 2010s, many companies began to experiment and produce their own machines. Just under 10 years ago, a cheap 3D printer would have cost around $24,000. Now a good 3D printer can cost as little as $200. As more companies create home-friendly and easy-to-use 3D printers, this technology will continue to become commonplace in the modern world. Already, we are seeing amazing examples of what 3D printers can make. In China, buildings are being printed using partially recycled building materials as well as concrete. Several countries have been experimenting with 3D printed cars and made many that will be available soon for purchase. These vehicles are electric, and the cost to make one is considered less than that of a normal car. Would you drive in a 3D printed car? I don't know if I would, but I'll have to wait and see. Other companies have designed furniture, prosthetics, and even shoes that can be 3D printed. Prosthetics can be printed for a variety of needs. If you have a pet that needs a wheelchair, there are multiple free designs created by professionals and casual designers alike that can be downloaded and printed at home. Schools have worked on authentic prosthetics for students as well as teachers. As prosthetics are so expensive and children require many as they grow, 3D printing offers a cheaper alternative to producing prosthetics. Doctors are learning how to use 3D printers to print different items used in surgery. Let's say someone was in a fire and got burned. Doctors are now using 3D printers to print prosthetic skin for burn victims that they place over the burned areas, and it allows normal skin to grow back healthier than before. Some doctors have even worked on using 3D printers to remake bones that have been damaged really badly. So they're literally replacing bones with 3D printed versions that will perfectly fit in each person. Isn't that amazing? You can even 3D print food, though I don't know how good that would taste. You can 3D print in a variety of materials. These materials are called filament. Plastic is the most common filament, and there are many types of plastics you can use. Some glow in the dark or change color in the sun. Some are rubbery and flexible, while others are super strong. 3D printers can also print with metals, wood, concrete, and even glass. The most common material to print with is PLA, a plant-based plastic. Most PLA rolls are around $20 and are easily accessible online. Keep in mind, like with regular paper printers, when you run out of filament, you have to buy more, so it's very important you make sure your printer is running smoothly so it doesn't mess up and use up too much filament. 3D printers are great for a variety of things. You can make door latches or pencil holders, action figures or props, phone stands, bookmarks, measuring cups, and more. The possibilities are endless. If you had a 3D printer, what would you make? While 3D printers are now cheaper and loads of fun, they're not for everyone. Like all technology, 3D printers will break and you will have to learn how to fix them. It can be very expensive to replace pieces on a 3D printer if things break. There is daily maintenance and cleaning that has to happen too to make sure the machine runs smoothly. And with all technology, 3D printers will mess up sometimes, wasting all the plastic it printed. There are many important parts on the 3D printer, such as a print bed, print head, nozzle, and spool holder. A print bed is where your 3D printer prints the object. The print head is where your filament goes into. It heats up the filament so it melts and comes out of the nozzle. Print head and nozzle push the melted plastic out like you would push icing out of the icing bag. The print head then moves around the print bed and places the plastic wherever the computer tells it to. The spool holder is where your filament sits so it can be pulled into the machine. 3D printers are very hot, so be careful when using them. The ones we have at the library can get up to 460 degrees. That's hotter than you cook a pizza in the oven. 3D printers build a lot like you would build with Legos. If you're making a Lego house, you start out by building the base of your house. You go all the way around the area you're working on, and then you move up to build the next layer. A 3D printer does the same thing. It builds everything that's on one layer, and then it moves up and it builds the next. The layers are super tiny, so you might not be able to notice it's getting any bigger. So what do you think? Are 3D printers helpful tools? Would you get one if you could? What do you think we will be able to make with one in the future?